Hello, Internet. It is I, the devil that sneaks, joined today by the force that is maximum, and we are here to bring to you the fanfiction that sucks shit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that awkward way of restructuring my name makes me sound way more impressive than I am. That's a lot of pressure.
You more,
Please don't
you,
do that to
you
me.
are maximum force. I mean,
No, it's max force. It's not maximum force. No.
yeah.
Also, hi Calvin. It's been a while. I'm glad you're not dead.
Yes. Hi, Calvin. Hello. Am I drunk already? Uh, Excuse you. I just got off of 12 hours of work. That's a different form of drunk, I suppose. It's called tired drunk, I guess. So today's randomly selected fanfiction will be this one.
Uh,
Oh!
what did you get?
Woohoo! Well, you're gonna see what I got in a second once I drop it on down into the Discord.
Oh no.
As a reminder to everyone, do not at any point in time contact the authors featured in this year's fanfictions, because that would be considered harassment as per the Twitch guidelines.
Ruby Journey of Worlds.
My audio is muffled again. It's not me.
I
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know why, because he's coming in fantastic on Discord.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I am literally breaching red levels on OBS. I don't know. I don't know how I'm muffled. I am literally breaking the sound barrier. Actually, speaking of breaking the sound barrier, I do actually have to lower my gain a little bit
No,
on the.
yeah, okay, I don't know why they're still saying it's muffled, but I just took a listen to the stream. Your audio levels are almost perfectly in line with mine for once.
Well, I mean, I had to reduce it a little bit, so I might sound a little bit quieter now because I was actually flashing red levels of audio on the OBS.
Yay! Aren't audio blowouts just the best?
Yeah. Let's see. He said you're actually early. Yeah, Calvin's here a little bit early this time. Not sure why, but the stream only just loaded. Greetings, fellows. Yes. Did I? This stream is a commercial. Hey, hold on, Calvin. We are not an ad, but we could be an ad for the low price of $9.99.99.
I don't know. I feel like there are some ads that we'll never get because of how
$9.99
much, like, I feel like there are certain, like, technology that lists are like, oh, we can't possibly sponsor these guys. Why? Because two of them understand technology and hate our fucking guts.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, the
like,
sponsor,
like
yeah.
if Dell were to try it, it's like,
Yeah,
nope.
no,
What do you mean?
I would shill for Dell. I would shill for Dell.
Oh no, I would too. I don't think they'd ever pick us though, because I have no problem shit talking their bad fucking decisions when it comes to personal computers and laptops. I don't want your bloatware, Dell.
I have a very exaggerated opinion of my worth. Well, I mean, a lot of people tell me that, so it must be true. Ruby, Journey of the Worlds.
Oh boy.
Team Ruby and Juniper have been set out to stop the grim invasion of other worlds. This could be the most difficult challenge of their lives. Can they succeed, or will they fall? It's not even a question mark. That's just a straight statement. Why is there a comma there?
What? Wait.
Can they
What?
succeed, comma, or will they fall? Period.
I if you're going for the because we've talked about how commas are great when you're doing vernacular, you should have put a question mark there.
Yeah, I really don't.
Or if you wanted a pause, an ellipse.
Maybe you just have me turned down, Pedro. Only Ruby remembers what happened to everyone. Oh, good. We're doing
no.
that DC plot. Okay.
The what plot?
Okay, so there's a plot in DC Comics in where the junior members of the Justice League all went on a mission and they all forgot everything that happened because they were
Oh.
affected by mind magic. Except for one person of the team that did remember some things and was able to regather the team to complete the mission.
Ew.
They're literally stealing a DC plot.
Cool. Oh my god, Steam, why do you do this to me? Fuck.
They forgot Kid Flash, of course, yes.
They forgot Kid Flash. Oh. Oh, I feel bad for Kid Flash now. Oh god.
Let's see, what was I saying? Ruby remembers what happened to everyone and must keep them from finding out. Finding out. But can she live with it? Takes place after Volume 3. Going to be multiple crossovers. Enjoy. So, now, this is the part where I actually talk about technical writing in terms of the actual idea behind the story and not the story itself. So the first part here is something you almost never want to do when you are writing fan fiction. What I'm assuming is this guy's first fan fiction too. No, it's not.
This is not his first fan fiction.
No, but all three of them are dead as shit, and they're all super short. So basically, learn from this man's mistakes.
One of them. Actually, all of them have. Actually, two of them have been updated this year.
Yeah,
one was updated in October.
This year.
Well, no, to be fair, by that logic, ours is deader than dead, even though we're constantly talking about new ideas for chapters and whatnot.
That's fair enough. I mean, it is still dead.
Well, it's dormant.
So
it's not
anyway,
dead, it's dormant.
Main point here is don't start off with the multiple crossovers. If you are going to do multiple crossovers, have it be separated into different sections, sort of like what Noodlehammer did, and where it was Naruto multiple crossovers in the end, but it was Naruto crossing over with this, and then crossing over with this, and then crossing over with this. It makes it easier on yourself as well to just focus on this singular crossover at this time, unless you're trying to do like this whole Kingdom Hearts level of world crossing, at which point give up. Because Kingdom Hearts doesn't even know how to do that, and they're the ones that pioneered it.
I'd argue Kingdom Hearts did it well once they got to Kingdom Hearts 2. They did get a lot of practice with the first game.
Yes.
And then everything in between it. Like,
yes.
It took them at least a game and a half, but they still got it.
Well, yeah, but again, that's also like professional writers of like maybe 10 or so plus professional writers working their asses off for checks of around 60K or more.
With access to the quote-unquote Disney Bibles.
Yes. But anyway, so point being is that starting off with just a flat out, this is going to be a multiple crossover sort of thing is a bad plan. You don't want to plan that far ahead. I do recommend, obviously, planning ahead when you're writing a story, otherwise you'll end up like Max and I. But just being like...
about that.
Yeah, sorry about that. But it is a good idea to plan somewhat ahead. Obviously, don't set those plans in stone because things can change as it did for us, where we eventually had one idea, and then when we actually got to that idea, things were quite different from what we originally envisioned it. And point being, plans nice, flexible, but have an idea of where you're going. And if you try to plan for too many interactions between either characters, plot points, or just general worlds, it's going to become too much, and your story's going to die.
Yeah. Now, if you're going to plan,
this is like the first story, by the way.
Don't plan too much. But I have a number of story ideas where I've planned out a beginning and an ending. And I have something in the middle. But the thing is the plan is mostly maybe novel's length.
Well, that too.
Like,
that's the other problem I see a lot. That's the other problem I see a lot in fan fiction, is that authors are like, I want to talk about everything in these one or two fan fiction, sections I'm writing for, and you end up with like 700k stories, which ends up being around 7 books long.
no, Spidey, no. If you build the bridge first, you have nothing to put it on, and everything breaks and dies as it falls in the ravine. You
Get a
want the
blueprint
pillars
going.
before the bridge.
Well, I mean, Isley, that's what we also said. You don't want to plan too much. You want to have
Yeah.
some idea where you're going, but you want to be flexible enough to be like, okay, things have changed. We're going this way instead now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what you want is point A. This is where the story starts. Point B, we'll call that middle, climax, whatever. Point C, the end. Then you want to build everything in between, trying to string it together in a way that makes sense.
I don't consider the plot as a pillar of the bridge. It really depends on what the story is based for. For example, is you do have plot-based stories like Two Steps Goodbye. Is while it's a bad example, it is an example I can easily pull upon. The idea for Two Steps Goodbye is to show certain things, to comment on certain things in the fandom. Like it's
Yeah.
not a character-oriented story, which is why it switches between viewpoints so often and it's stuff like that. Then there's character-oriented stories like our Dark Souls one, Scorched Earth, Shattered Steel, in which the entire plot is based around whatever the characters are doing.
Yeah, which was not how we expected it to end up.
Yes.
At all.
No.
I guess a good way to think of it, like different pillars for different types of stories. I've only read bits and pieces. Well, I've read The Hobbit all the way through and bits and pieces of the first Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
In that, I would say that the plot and the characters are the pillar of that story. Tolkien is known for a shit ton of world building, but the plot seems to be the main progression, as it's the main supporting pillars of Lord of the Rings, versus the Dresden Files, where it feels like the world building is the pillars for that particular storytelling, with characters thrown on top. Different pillars for different types of stories.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like you said, Sneaky. In ours, our plot is just icing on a cake. All of the main support comes from our characters and the characters' interactions with each other.
Yeah, more or less.
Versus
More or less.
Two Step Goodbye, where you guys plotted out the point you wanted to hit and built around that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's the freeform engineers that are assholes that no one likes, like me and Atin with our fucking shitpost of a self-insert.
Of we just gonna do whatever. Yeah. So anyway, let's actually get into this story so we can review it. This is my first story. It came to me after a bit of thinking. Also, highly recommend to all those aspiring authors out there. Don't ramble on in your author note about like how you were taking a shower one day and you were scrubbing your toes and had a realization that this would be a great story. It's like, these are the fics that inspired me, or these are the books that inspired me.
Yeah. If you're gonna do that, that should actually be aimed at someone that you're writing with, because Sneaky has just fucking called me out of nowhere. Hey man, I just had a shower thought. Okay. Why?
But I mean, yeah, like the author's notes themselves, I can't really say much on this because it's not really important for writing, but it is a minor annoyance of mine where people like go on. This one obviously not it, but I've seen some that have gone on several paragraphs, and it's just like, I was walking my dog one day, and then I was talking to some friends, and later on had a realization while I was watching Naruto for the 7th time that X thing would be totally wonderful. Now let me tell you about my cat.
Anyone that has the time to watch Naruto 7 times needs to fucking expand their repertoire. But yeah, and if you're gonna do an author's note that rambles on, maybe do it at the end.
Anyway, so blah 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 blah. This takes place after Volume 3. Blah 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 blah. I'm gonna do a lot of things that contradict canon. This is a Kingdom Hearts concept. Wow! Wow! Look how much I called this one. Look how much I called this one.
Sneaky, stop.
I am a prophet.
Sneaky, stop.
They go from world to world like Sora did, but the difference here is that they're going to anime worlds instead of Disney worlds, and other worlds too, if I fit it in. If you possibly have any good recommendations, oh god, did it? Sin. Author Sin 3000. Never ask your readers for recommendations of what to do next unless it's a story and not an event.
Yeah, I made that mistake once, and I mean, I'll admit, I got some, out of 8 character submissions, I got 3 really solid ones where it's like, I might go bother this person, see if they'll let me just keep this for a future story, but it's a bad idea.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything wrong with people just adding their 2 cents of cool ideas, but don't go to people and be like, yo, hey, tell me your idea of what to put in this story, because that typically means if you're like, yo, dude, I need ideas. That typically means you have no idea what you're writing, and that is not good for both self-motivation to write a story and coherence of plot.
It's funny you say that, because that's exactly what I was thinking when I made that story I just mentioned.
What? That you have no idea what you...
I don't know what to do. People, give me character ideas so I could build a story off of it. I think I also burnt myself out for character creation at the time, so it's like, I'll let other people do my work for me.
Yeah, I bet that worked out fantastically.
It did. It actually was going somewhere. Then I hit chapter 3 and I was like, I give up. I give up. My fucking senior finals for college or for high school right around the corner. I need to get to studying. I just give up writing for the time being.
Nice. Anyway, so let's get on into this. So, Kingdom Hearts style Ruby Bleach and etc. crossover story. Blah 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 blah. Let me know in my reviews. I will check them all.
Oh yeah, Isley. In your case, that is actually completely acceptable. You are asking for advice and constructive criticism. That is different from asking for recommendations for how to build the plot.
Yeah,
that is a completely separate problem.
There's a difference between am I getting this right, guys? Tell me any lore that might be important to this story, if you think so.
Let me know if I fucked up and just killed a character that was supposed to be alive.
This stream feels like Smash Bros. Ultimate. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you.
How does this feel like Smash Ultimate?
I don't know. Maybe we're gonna beat the shit out of people or something. Ruby was sleeping very soundly, peacefully, unaware of the place she was in. Then she heard a familiar voice call to her. Ruby, wake up, please. Wake up. Are we just straight ripping out of Kingdom Hearts? I know he said it was going to be Kingdom Hearts-ish, but are we just going to straight rip Kingdom Hearts? Everyone is here!
The only people missing are Arn, and then all right. You know what? That's a fair point. For once, everyone is here.
Yeah, we're just missing Arn.
Damn it, Atin.
God,
Atin at minimum needs to get here before Calvin has to go.
Lupine.
No, I think they're referring to the quote-unquote regulars for these.
Well, no, everyone is here means everyone but Waluigi is here.
I don't know why that got me, but it did. Waluigi's voice actor on for a stream? Do you think that would be possible?
Can we get Waluigi's voice actor on? Have him read some Waluigi fanfiction. That's the true end goal, is to get the VAs of characters to read their own fanfictions.
That would be dope.
Anyway, Ruby slowly got up. Through her tired eyes, she saw that it was Yang, sitting right beside her. As she rose, she heard a bark. Looking down, she saw Zwei on her other side. Yang, what is it? She said groggle-eye. Look around, you silly. Where the heck are we? Dialogue in the same fucking paragraph.
Yeah,
Author.
please.
What the fuck?
Please learn to properly split dialogue where it needs to be. Dialogue. I hate running into stories like this, but because I've gone back and looked at some older stories where it's like the writing's still really good. It's like, but wait, oh, the dialogue's fucked up.
Yeah, no, there's been some decent stories out there that I've read, and then I'll just be like, wait, hold on a second, what the fuck's going on? Like, who's talking now?
Yeah, it's like you go back and what are the first rules I think people need to learn when it comes to writing a story? New dialogue. Dialogue for a different person means you start a new paragraph. Doesn't matter what it is. Different person, new paragraph. Doesn't matter if that is literally them just saying no and that's it. That's a completely separate paragraph that gets its own spot.
Zwei.
It's fuck you.
Zwei.
I'm not even gonna bother. I give up. I give up with you.
What? Zwei?
I wash my hands. It's Zwei.
Zwei.
Close
Zwei. Well, no.
Close enough.
Calvin was giving. Calvin was giving me pronunciation advice, and he's like, "You gotta hiss the S more." I'm like, how the fuck do you hiss an S?
Hiss the Z. Hiss the Z. Zwei. It's Zwei.
Zwei.
Oh, damn it, Sneaky. I don't even know how to walk you through the pronunciation for this, because I don't speak German. I just know how to pronounce a handful of words. No, Spidey, we will not focus.
Focus. Think twice, except the syllables are in reverse. Zwei.
What the fuck was that?
Well, the Nexus said think twice, and the first thing that comes to mind when I think twice is Schnee.
Yes, Calvin, we do have a German guy at hand.
We need Germanic tech support here.
I need tech support. Why? Because I can't understand your language. Oh my god. Anyways, let's get past Spy.
Yes, indeed. It's closer to then that guy at the maze parade saying cyan instead of Saiyan. I mean, I guess. It's all in the mouth of the beholder. That's how the phrase goes. She saw that she was on a metal floor, but everything else was really confusing to her. It seemed to be floating in a giant plane of green type of aura surrounding them. What? Author's note. No, not the aura they use. Oh, you mean Aurora? As in the Aurora Borealis, then, author?
I think they could have gone with that. Aurora, a natural electrical phenomenon character. Yeah, you could have gone with that, technically. Oh, apparently Aurora also means the dawn when used in literary terms.
Interesting. The space around them was big enough for them
Thank you,
to
Middle
walk
English.
around a bit.
Fuck you.
But before Ruby could react to that, are you nonplussed, Max? Are you nonplussed?
I blame Latin. I blame Latin for everything wrong with the English language.
But before Ruby could react to that, the current thing in her mind was Yang!
Isley, stop being degenerate. Continue, Sneaky.
Thank you. In a flash, she looked over at Yang and saw that her arm isn't missing. Yang! You're okay, but how did you get your arm back? Ruby said, very shocked by this, grabbing Yang by her shoulders while saying this. Ruby, what are you talking about? I am fine. Look, we all ended up here somehow. We don't know how to get out, Yang said, a bit confused by what Ruby said. Ruby looked around, now fully awake with the same shocked look on her face. I keep doing hand motions, and I'm like, wait a second, there's no web camera, so no one can see me do these over-exaggerated hand motions.
Strangely enough, when we did do webcam chats for a while, you were the least animated person.
Well, that's because I'm not trying to be animated.
Yeah, I know. But
I'm letting my Italian blood flow free.
You let it out to get some exercise every now and again?
You gotta walk it around a bit, or it gets crunchy and drunk.
Alright. Okay. It's not something I expected to hear. And saw that Weiss and Blake were standing just a few feet from her. She got up slowly, walking to them. Weiss! Blake! But how? How are you here? What? Why wouldn't they? I'm sorry, apparently the author decided to take it, like, 5 episodes into Volume 4? That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah,
here.
I'm really confused on this one.
Like, she shouldn't be shocked that they're still there if she remembers all that. The only way she'd be shocked is if she was past the point in Volume 4 where it's like, what happened to everyone else? Oh, they fucking abandoned us. Or, sorry, Blake abandoned us, and Weiss's dad's a jackass.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway. Ruby, are you okay? We just all ended up here and we don't know how, Blake said. Yeah, and why are you talking like you haven't seen us in a long time? Did you hit your head? Okay, look. Everyone but Ruby seems to be taking this whole we're stranded on sheet metal in the middle of an aurora borealis really well.
Yeah. I mean, like, the only way that could be explained is if you went from someone else's point of view. I think what the thing is like, oh, they've been awake for a bit, so they've had time to come to terms with it, maybe. But in that case, it needs to be made a bit more obvious.
Yeah, I'm like really confused because Ruby's like, "How are you here? What are you talking about, Ruby? We are always here." What? What?
We're always here, Ruby. Always.
Ruby, do you want to play a game?
No. Oh God.
It's like a really weird response, right? So you wake up, you and two friends, you all wake up. You're the first one to wake up, and you're like, holy shit, we're on a piece of sheet metal floating in green. This is weird. And then someone else wakes up, and they're like, dude, how are you here? And your response is, why are you asking me that? You guys see how that's a little weird, right? Like, Why are you asking me why am I here? It's like, because we're on a sheet metal floating in the middle of green. Why are you here? It's a completely valid question.
Oh yeah, definitely. Of course, my immediate response was, why the fuck are you here?
Which is an actually good response. When you wake up on a sheet metal floating in green, why am I here is a very good question you need answers to.
Usually, yeah.
What is our chat?
What is our chat doing? What the fuck is he? The
Not
hell?
as bad as normal, but I just don't know how they ended up where they are. Yeah, and why are you... Wait. Ruby didn't know how to reply. The last thing she remembered was standing at her mother's grave with John, Nora, and Ren. And then nothing after that. That was the next thing that popped into her head. Where is John, Nora, and Ren? She said in a panic. Ruby, please calm down. They are over there, pointing to the edge of the platform.
Oh god, I completely forgot about how the actual last episode, like the last half of episode whatever, ended for Volume 3. That's why I thought they were partway through Volume 4. I forgot
where they
about
just
the
like
last.
scattered to the wind for some
I
reason at the
forgot. I
episode
forgot
finale.
about everything. I think I forgot about everything past Pyrrha's death.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason we're trying to blot it out of our minds. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I'd rather blot Pyrrha's death out of my mind though, because it's like, oh wow, one of your few enjoyable characters that's finally getting development, which is also what
No,
started the whole joke about like,
her,
oh, these
her
characters are getting
name's Nora.
development. Ren and Nora confirmed dead in Volume 5
Yeah,
because they started getting all their character development in 4.
Anyway,
Her name is Nora. Nora
as
is
Yang
an actual
said,
name.
they were looking over the edge. Ruby saw a familiar figure standing with them. A girl with bright red hair, wearing armor. You know, that actually says something about Ruby where you're like, oh, what's Pyrrha look like? Oh, well, she's got bright red hair and she wears armor. Why are you using wearing armor as a descriptor for her? Well, she's the only character that wears armor, also the only character that's died.
Yeah.
Odd that.
Actually, Cardin has red hair and wears armor as well.
My friends, I'm here again.
Oh, yeah.
And server mute.
Wow. It's not that bad. No, I'm kidding. It is actually that bad.
No, hey, your mic is actually working for once.
Yeah, I
Congratulations.
Because I just turned my computer on.
Oh,
So
that would do it.
It will go to shit in a few seconds, I'm sure.
Well, probably.
Maybe
Oh my god, it's Pyrrha! John turned around first. Ruby, you are awake, he said.
Comma, you motherfucker.
The rest of, he said doesn't really even need to be there. Just John turned around first. Ruby, you're awake. You don't need the he said part. Like, that's just frivolous.
Good news,
child.
Sneaky. Bake agrees with you that Nora is best girl.
Nora is indeed best girl.
Let's see.
Calvin, I sometimes read stuff in a robotic-like manner because the author is just writing it very stiffly.
Also, no, Bake. Cardin most assuredly has red hair. He is a ginger.
The rest
I
of
promise
Team Juniper turned as well. Ruby saw the green eyes of the girl with them. Then, in a flash, Ruby ran over to her and hugged her.
Look,
Tears in her eyes. Okay, wait, hold on, Ruby, you just tackled someone standing on the edge of the sheet metal in the field of green.
Yes, Beck. It's really more of an orange than a red, but he's still a ginger.
Ugh. Like, Right, I want the author at that point to just write it as Ruby tackles Pyrrha off in her happiness, and they both just die by vaporization in a world of light.
What in God's name have I missed?
Okay, so this story we're currently reading is a Kingdom Hearts crossover where you remove Kingdom
Well,
Hearts from it.
style. It's a style. Kingdom Hearts
Where
style
you remove
crossover.
Kingdom Hearts and Disney from it, make Ruby, Team Ruby, Sora,
And Juniper.
and
Yeah.
Juniper,
Ruby. Yeah.
Sora, and then replace all the Disney stuff with anime. And they're going on a quest to go save the multiverse from a grim invasion, totally not heartless. And they all don't remember anything that happened besides Ruby.
Interesting. I think I'm gonna go back outside in the freezing rain. That was more fun.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked.
Look. At least out there, I was getting I was getting a happy tree. Okay.
At least out there, you were getting something wet. Hey-yo!
I mean, pot, kettle.
I mean, I never get anything wet.
Just as long as everyone's being honest.
Oh my god, Sneaky. Why are you summoning them? Sneaky, no. Is Cruel even still alive? Did he have like a super project that was coming up
Yeah, no,
recently?
he just actually moved back to India, which is putting him around 12 hours time difference from us.
Oof.
So pretty much whenever we're doing things, he's sleeping, and whenever he's sleeping, we're doing things. I mean, whenever we're sleeping, he's doing things.
I see.
That won't stop me from pinging them, Zarlin. That won't stop me from pinging them. Anyway. Para! Period. She shouted as she ran to her, almost knocking her off the platform. Oh, good, so we do have that. Whoa, oh my Ruby, it's good to see you too. When did Pyrrha turn into like a matron?
Oh my Ruby! Now there's a crossover I don't want to see.
What?
Are you okay? Pyrrha asked. Ruby let go of her. Am I okay? What about you? You died! She couldn't finish her last sentence. The rest of Team Ruby walked to them. I think she was having a bad dream or something. She's been acting weird since she woke up. You guys are literally on a sheet of metal floating in a sea of the color green. I really don't think anyone has the room to say someone is acting weird in this scenario. Unless they're like growing a third arm or something, then there's definitely weird things going on.
Oh, okay.
They are very nonplussed by it. Yes, they are very nonplussed. God damn that word.
It is a fabulous word, and you will leave it alone.
Oh, what does it mean? Oh, it means stunned. Oh, what else does it mean? Oh, well, its other definition is not stunned. What?
Sorry? Would you like to try that again?
English? Why?
Hold on. I know exactly why. Because we rebelled.
As I told Lupine when he was talking about why American English isn't really English anymore because they removed all the U's, and I said, yeah, fuck you.
He isn't wrong.
Yeah. Not wrong, and kind of annoyed that you're not wrong.
You know, Calvin, maybe they should start being suplexed by it. Just saying. That would make things way more interesting. Let's see, blah, 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 blah. Ruby had no idea what was going on. Weiss and Blake were here, Yang had her arm, and Pyrrha was alive. All of it made no sense. Really, that's the part that doesn't make sense. Not again, as I reiterate, the sheet metal in a sea of the color green. The fact that Pyrrha's alive doesn't make sense. No, no one should be solar plexed. That sounds like it would hurt.
What?
Being suplexed by a sun?
Why is that a thing?
I don't know. He probably just invented it, which you can do with the English language. So, all of us are here now. How do we get out? Everyone but Waluigi. Ren asked. That is a great question. We sure as heck aren't walking out of here. Sure as heck. Yang said. Well, golly gee willikers, it looks like there's a censor bar, kids. They stood in thought for a moment, but nothing came to mind. I guess we wait. I mean, something has to happen soon, right? John said. That's a dumb idea. Ruby finally composed herself. That's as good idea as any. No, it's not, she said. No comma. Triggering
I
Max.
apologize. I was temporarily called away to find a wallet that everyone else was too blind to see.
Ah, don't you just love those moments?
A suplex sounds kinky.
No.
No.
Stop.
Stop, yeah. There's gotta be a genre for it. Yes! Yeah, there is a genre for it. It's called wrestling!
Wait, are we doing Ruby times WWE? Because I kind of want that.
I mean, we already saw one of those, remember?
We did?
Yeah. It was like back in like episode 10 or some shit.
Okay, Calvin. Urban Dictionary. Not
Yeah,
that trustworthy a source.
Really
as far as
should not be
origins.
using Urban Dictionary for words unless it sounds like an Urban Dictionary word.
Suplex has been around for a while. Calvin, have you never heard of the German suplex?
Yeah, Calvin, have you never heard of the German suplex?
Like, we named a move after Germany.
No!
What?
It involves sneaking up on Poland and smashing their head in.
Why?
Max, you set me up for that.
Here we go. This is a suplex.
Oh, of course you go for the Nichijou. Why?
I mean, it's a pretty good one.
I
Just
think
like
that's about
Haruhi
halfway
is
through
a
the
fan-
video,
I
isn't
would
it?
say,
It's
just like Haruhi's a fantastic example of a flying kick.
So what does a drop kick look like? Oh, here, let me show you.
I just love this show, by the way. They just went ham with the animation.
I need
I
to
have
watch.
not seen this show. Too.
I need to watch this show. Yo, Funimation got this show back now that their contract finally ran out with Crunchyroll. This is such a... The animation that goes into this scene... It's just...
They just went ham with the animation, and it's great.
No, Calvin, the suplex hasn't even played yet. That was just...
There we go, here we go! Why does he have Kevlar on? I do not know.
That was
there
my
we go.
first question.
That's
in
the suplex.
Japan, for some reason.
That's the suplex. He just
There we go.
Suplex the deer.
The German
That's the
suplex. That's the German suplex.
Anyway, so that was a
Oh boy,
anime
that was
man
fun. You showed up
German
at just the
suplexing
right
a
time.
deer.
The German suplex is, hey, you're not using your neck anymore, right?
Anyway. I can't stand it anymore. There must be a way out. Her eyes glowing red, very agitated. Oh no, this isn't good, Ruby said to herself. Zwei! Barked in agreement. Yang started pacing around and she activated Ember Cecilia. Yang, calm down. This isn't going to help, Ruby said.
Yang,
Suddenly,
commit violence. Give in to the voice of Korn.
Suddenly Yang shot a bolt out into the distance. Come on, Ruby, we must shoot the green. Just kidding. They're attacking the darkness.
At least I know it's Kingdom Hearts.
I attack the darkness. What are you doing? Stab Shadow. Shadow starts bleeding. Ha ha! You thought you could hide from me.
Sneaky, the darkness is a mimic.
Oh dear.
It's actually a particularly dark corner of a room. It's actually a mimic. I attack the darkness. Well, the darkness takes D6 force damage. Also it's a mimic. And it's awake now.
And Tatsu.
No, goodbye, Calvin.
Oh, bye,
No one,
Calvin.
not even yourself. For anyone can be a mimic.
Good night, Calvin.
I know there was one mimic called like the Wandering Mimic or some shit, where basically it would eat people and then it would turn into the person it ate and pretend to be that person until its disguise was broken, at which point it would eat another person. So,
That's
Bayoma.
terrifying.
Yes.
Still not as bad as the ladder and bonfire mimics, though.
Yeah.
Ah, safety. You
Not
died.
Not safe, not safe! Indeed. Guys, what is that? John said, pointing to a spot where Yang shot at. The spot was blinking red! Like what Yang's weapon shot out. They all gathered around to look at what was happening. It started blinking faster. Then it shot out and flew back towards them. Get back! Period. Pyrrha yelled. Period.
It would seem the darkness doesn't appreciate you being a dick, Yang.
You shoot the darkness. The darkness shoots back.
What?
That's if I ever
darkness
GM a game, that's gonna be a thing.
Sneaky, the darkness shoots back. Roll a reflex save.
You shoot the darkness. You shoot the darkness with an arrow. The darkness pulls out a Glock 17 and turns it sideways. Now you done fucked up. Sounds like the Thing from John Carpenter. Don't know what that is. Let's see. Blah 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 blah. They all ran
John.
as far back as they could.
Oh,
It hit the
that
platform, shaking a bit. After a minute, it started fading away, but they could see something was in the middle of the blast area, so they slowly walked to it, cautious of what it could be.
Honestly, it just sounds like they're in Final Destination.
Honestly, I'm really confused by this because the author's making it like it's hard to see what it was until they got closer, but they already said it was just a small area of like 5 by 5 at best. Like the author described the sheet metal as a small area large enough to walk in. So it's not like, oh, we need to walk closer to see it. It's like, I can see the other end of the room. And if there's a person standing in the other end of the room, I can see that person. Not that blind. Wait, why does Shadow Link have a Glock 17?
Are you trying to tell me? Are you trying to tell me that he couldn't get it?
I mean, yeah. That is what I'm trying to tell
Really,
you.
you think Shadow Link doesn't have access to the Jersey Underground?
Yes.
Boy, do I have some news for you.
Since it copies your attacks.
That sounds like a really bad mod.
Anyway.
God,
Get
how
out
much
Dakota,
more?
do a
how
ride
much-
by on Ganon.
How much more horrifying would that game be? It's like, so you've been asleep for 7 years, kid. Yeah, well, in that time, everyone discovered guns. What?
Everyone
Including,
you go to the old man in the cave, and you're like, "Old man, I gotta stop Ganon." Oh, well, here, take this. Oh, what the hell is this? I thought you were supposed to give me a sword. Yeah, well, times change. Here's a Glock.
No, Sneaky has him a 50 caliber sniper rifle. You'll need to get at least 2
Take
miles
this.
away
It's
from Ganon.
dangerous outside. Also, make sure to hold it sideways so people know you're serious.
Sneaky, now all I can picture is Link holding a Dragunov sideways.
Oh shit, man, he's holding it sideways. He's serious. You also have to make sure to, like, push the gun forward every time you shoot to make the bullet go faster.
Of course.
Anyway,
And remember, you can curve the bullet.
of course, you just have to think about it hard enough. After looking closer, they could tell it was a human, and it was slowly getting up. It was a figure in full body armor.
Oh
What does that
no!
mean?
I
The
swear
armor
to God,
looked
if
very
if this
thin.
is the nameless figure,
The armor looked very thin, pressing against his body. He had some sort of weapon on his back. From what they could see, it looked like a metal fan reaching down to his waist. His helmet had no eye. Oh, what? His helmet had no open eye or mouth holes. What? What? It seemed round and from the front, but formed to a small point in the back, and it had a horn on each side of the head, coming from where the temples would be, pointing outwards, raised at an angle just above the helmet.
wait, no, this isn't
What?
the nameless figure. Max, whose armor is this? Oh, I know it. Get Nose Hair in here. Nose Hair will know.
Is full body figure, armor looked sound.
Oh, yes, that thing, yes.
It had no open eye or mouth holes.
No,
What's
it's not that. No, it's not Roxas. Whoever it's Ventus. I think
Yeah, I was about to say,
Vanitas'
isn't that
armor?
Ventus?
I think it's his armor, but I didn't know his armor became sentient. I thought only who was the big guy with the black hair? I thought only his armor became sentient.
That was Terra, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought Terra was the one whose armor became sentient.
I don't fucking know. I haven't played Birth by Sleep.
Okay, that's what I said. Sneaky, get Nose Hair in here. We need him for that. Also, hello, Sock Anton.
Hello, Sokatan. Anyway. You couldn't wait a few more moments before shooting at something, the figure said, having soft male voice. Who are you? Yang asked, looking ready for a fight. He raised
Can I
his
point out
hand.
the hilariously idiotic coincidence of Yang just shooting into the darkness and happening to shoot the one person there?
Yeah, I mean, everything about this story is an idiot ball, so yeah. Hey, Nexus, so basically, to catch you up on the story, is they're all on a sheet metal in the green, and then Yang shot at the darkness, and the darkness shot back at Yang, and it turned out it was an animated armor with a cultured voice.
An animated armor with a cultured voice. That's a good one.
Oh, did I not add Atin to the banner? There we go. Did I fix that? Yeah, I fixed that. Lower your weapons, friend. I have come to tell you why you are here and what you need to do, he said, continuing to trigger Max.
Oh, look! I'm literally plot convenience.
Hello, everyone. I am Plot, your handy plot device.
Max, we should introduce Ploticus to catch us up on what happens in the seasons of RWBY.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm afraid the joke's gone over my head.
Instructions unclear. Blender is now an appliance, girl.
You joke? I'm sure that filth exists, and I'm sure Isley's into it.
You're wrong. He's the real and manifested quest giver. Yes, he even has the yellow exclamation mark above his head. This wasn't my choice, mind you, but you all have been chosen to stop a threat you all know too well from spreading to other worlds. They seemed confused by this. Who seemed confused? The audience? Because we are. Other worlds? What does that mean? It means exactly what it says, Whis. Oh, jeez. What does it mean? What do you mean, other worlds? I mean, other worlds. The kind of definition is the 10. Sneaky just reminded me it's Zoroland in case you forgot. Oh, okay, cool. Neat. I thought the other guy was Zoroland. Oh well, doesn't matter. Weesh cheese, indeed. Hello, my name is Deus Ex character who's totally going to be a convenient plot device. Now listen to me. Basically. You must go to different places and stop all the creatures called Grimm from consuming the worlds that you will go to. Consuming the worlds.
Replace Grim with Heartless. Yay!
Hey guys, this story was inspired by Kingdom Hearts, but it's totally not ripping off of the plot of Kingdom Hearts.
He says, ripping the plot off of Kingdom Hearts. You saying that's the wrong form of your saying Grimm are spreading to other worlds? How is this possible?
Yes, we are saying that.
Pyra asked. As you know, Grimm feed off of negative emotions and energy. Let's say your
Really?
world.
I thought they fed off of neutrinos.
Nah, they actually eat Doritos and Mountain Dew.
So Ricky's a Grimm?
Yes. Well, let's say your world is a bottle. Over time, the bottle can only hold so much, but if too much is put into it, it will overflow and spread everywhere? What? What is this metaphor? What?
I have no idea what's going on.
Reminds me of the Gurren Madoka crossover, where the last fight was literally copy word for word from the anime Gurren Lagann with Simon, but here it was Kamina coming back to life.
Excuse me, you've said
That
it
offends me
incorrectly.
on multiple
You mean
levels.
Simo.
Simon?
You are mispronouncing it. And I
Yes.
know you're mispronouncing it because you're not saying it the way Kamina said it.
Simona? The first thing I hear when I join the stream is Sneaky yelling metaphor. I came at the right time. No, you're you're all good, Czar. It's just me. It's just me being me. The Grim as threats in worlds like Naruto and Ichigo. Yeah,
Luffy, Naruto, each. Actually, that's a
that's
good
a
point.
fairly good
It's
point. The
threat
Grim
to the
are
world of- It's a threat to the world of Bleach. I'm sorry. In a world where Ryusai and Aizen exist, I don't think there's much that can be a threat.
I mean, the group would show up, and then they'd be turned into little bits of charcoal.
Yeah, like
no Grim show up in Bleach. Oh no, Reverse Hollows, kill them.
oh no, not even that sneaky because Bleach does technically take place on Earth. Oh no, these creatures showed up. Wow, bullets kill them really good. Guess what? Humanity has a shit ton of by this point in Bleach.
Good point. Oh no, an Ursa. Oh look, an Abrams.
Oh look at M1 Abrams.
Like,
Oh no! Oh god, it's a Nevermore.
Okay, let's see. Zarlan wants us to name one world where the Grim might actually be able to do anything.
like anime world.
Yeah, action anime, obviously.
Uh,
Um,
okay, give me a second to actually think about this. I gotta run through a fucking list.
What's the one with the kid? The one with the kid who has the curse, like where they're all just martial artists. They might be able to do something there. No, wait, but no, that takes place in relatively modern Japan.
Are you thinking of History's Strongest Disciple?
Yeah.
Okay, because first off, modern.
Ranma,
Superhumans.
no.
My
Grim
first
or
thought was
nothing
Ranma,
in
but I'm like,
Ranma.
no, Ranma definitely not.
No, definitely not.
Again, Ranma's still like 90s America, or sorry, 90s the world or some shit.
No, okay. Sword Art Online.
Modern.
Yeah, sneaky. It's still modern. Oh no,
Still modern.
Nevermore.
Those
Oh
are
no, a flat cannon.
It's even worse because it's 10 years ahead.
Yeah.
So imagine what America can make in the next 6 years.
I don't want to. Honestly, I really don't want to. I don't even want to think of the bullshit we're gonna pull out of our asses at some point.
But that's the thing. Like, oh no, Grim showed up in My Hero Academia. Oh well, that's not a problem.
Okay. I almost had something. I lost it. Oh. Any fantasy-based world? Like, there's gonna be a handful of fantasy-based worlds, and anything that's based in medieval-esque times.
But see, the problem is any action anime based in medieval times, they all have like magic and shit where they're like, fireball! There we go, Goblin Slayer.
There are some.
Goblin Slayer would be fine. Grimgar, Fantasy, and Ash is where they'd be messed up.
Oh, that's true.
Well,
no, because magic is really limited in Goblin Slayer.
Yeah, like
true,
D&D
but like we've seen that there are adventurers capable of fighting demon lords.
Okay, yeah, but that's like the hero, like capitalization H, the hero.
Right.
Actually, we haven't seen that in Goblin Slayer. Actually, we've seen, hey guys, we need people to help fight the army.
Berserk would be pretty screwed.
Yeah.
Actually, Berserk would be. Yeah, no, Berserk would be fucked probably. Let's see, Konosuba magic is
invade Gunbuster.
Invade Gunbuster. Okay. We're gonna invade the anime that inspired Gurren Lagann. Yeah, that's gonna work.
Hey guys, we're gonna invade the world that has been defined by the summary hope through overwhelming firepower.
I need to watch that.
I need to watch Gunbuster sometime because I've seen a bridge series and I've seen some of the fight scenes. Like, I can see where Gurren Lagann got its inspiration.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Someone mentioned Konosuba was like, except that Konosuba has magic that is so fast and loose, Grim would be a fucking joke.
Excuse me. Explosion.
The Grim become the next basic bitch fetch quest for newbie adventurers.
How would the Grim do in Worm? Ooh.
I mean,
Grim. Actually, the Grim might stand a chance in Worm. They could stand a chance.
No,
Worm,
that really depends, because the main problem here is that Scion would interfere. Unless it came from a shard. Right. The only time Scion wouldn't interfere is if the Grim came from a shard.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if it's like the shard of the Grim Queen, I mean, yeah, no, Worm would have some trouble with that. Worm would definitely have trouble with that, but if it's like Grim invasion from another world, Grim times Hunter times Grim would lose.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know much about Hunter x Hunter, but I do know that they would still kick the shit out of the Grim. Okay.
Like, the only thing I can think of that would go worse for the Grim than going into Hunter x Hunter would be going into a Gundam universe.
We've invaded the Gundam universe. Cool. What time did you invade? Just before the 1-year war. Okay, well, the Zeon still have a shit ton of mobile suits that have been mass-produced, and the Federation still has nukes.
Yeah.
You're also forgetting lasers, space battleship lasers.
Oh, Grim versus
we also have space warships. Yes. Grim versus what?
Grim versus Fateverse. I think honestly the main problem is Grim versus any modern, as we were saying, anything modern, any modern day fandom. The problem there is, hey, this is a 50 cal. It's mass produced.
Yeah, like Grim invade during Fate Stay Night. Okay, it's still the year 2006.
Yeah,
we have jet fighters.
It's still going.
We have jet fighters. It's in the middle of the fucking Grail War, so we've got 7 servants.
No, Grim would get raffle stomped in 40k.
That's not including what Alaya would be like. Okay, this is a problem. I'm deploying all the Counter Guardians.
Fate Stay Night 2004. I mean, still, Gun has been around for a very long time.
2004, 2005. That does not make a material difference to the A-10 Warthog, the most glorious machine created by America.
Zarland says an even better idea would be Grim invading Harry Potter world. Wizards, they're monsters, kill them. Hunters, we're here to help you. Wizards, they're stronger and better than us. Kill them. No, correction, Zarland. British wizards. Because apparently everywhere but Britain is, like, actually okay.
Britain's just full of a bunch of assholes.
Oh, except for the part where apparently America is fascist.
But yeah, no, anyone who thinks Grim going into 40k would be so hilariously guts. Like,
yeah.
They are nothing compared to orcs or Tyranids.
I'm trying to think, like,
Necrons.
This is actually getting difficult. Let's try and expand it, I guess, to, like, other... Let's try and expand it to, like,
is out.
Games and manga and whatnot, and just stories. Attack on... No, wait, never mind. Recent reveals have proven that to be false.
Wait, I haven't watched the recent season at all. Is it worth watching?
I only read the manga.
Warhammer Fantasy would go even worse for them.
Just hop on to the Discord. The link's down below. I'll just send you it, I guess.
Yeah, who is Anton here?
So Suthner Atin is Zarland. He is a decently sized fan-based writer.
So another guest star.
Yeah, I guess.
Quote unquote. Okay. Oh,
but yeah, no, like, as funny as it is, the matchup they have access to in Warhammer Fantasy is so hilariously broken compared to the stuff they do in 40k.
All right, you have permission to hop in the streaming chat, Zar.
Oh. LOTR would actually have a pretty hard fucking.
Yeah, no, Lord of the Rings would actually have a hard time.
Okay, yeah, Lord of
Okay.
the Rings probably have some trouble.
Okay, everyone, hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Wonderful. Hello. I'm Zarlan. Nice to meet you. Sneaky already know me. Don't know you, but hello. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Okay. Well, okay. Another suggestion while I was reading all your suggestions about where the Green will fail miserably. My Hero Academia. This will be fun. This will literally be the funniest possible invasion period.
Grim
I feel
versus
like it's a 50-50 for My Hero.
I don't know about that because we've been getting some really bullshit quirk reveals. So
Well, like the Grim would show up, and like let's ignore the fact that people like All Might exist. Todoroki could clean up the Grim by himself.
Endeavor at full fucking power is bullshit.
Cementus can, President Mint can, Snipe can kill the Grim just like that. He'll just take a machine gun and sit. That's all that he'll do. And push the button. His quirk will do everything else.
That's true.
He is correct.
Number 13. 13 will probably clear up all the Grim. He'll just stand there, open his fingers, and pretty much do nothing.
Oops, it's a black hole.
Yeah. Hello to modern science. This is literally the Grim is literally the trash mobs of the universes of multiverse. They're literally the ultimate trash mobs.
Yeah, in fact, the only thing they have going
no,
for them
you know
in
what?
Ruby
The
is
Grim would
that
be a massive problem in the Witcher universe.
Witcher's not anime, but
It's not. But
even
we went to LOTR too, so
yes, but I raise you vampires.
To be honest, I see
aren't that many of them.
To be honest, I think that they will also be in that. Guys, I remember there was this stupid game. Well, it was a good game, but the plot was utterly retarded. If you think about it for more than 5 minutes, there was this scaleless dragon who knew magic with tentacles coming out of his ass. Oh, give me a moment.
I have so many questions, but I want answers to none of them.
What? The fuck?
What the fuck, Russia?
Okay, give me a moment. I'll tell you what that anime was. Or anime, not anime, game was with the scaleless dragon who had tentacles coming out of his ass. He knew magic and also had poo sight, and he also talked like Shakespeare.
Lucy, you have some explaining to do.
I remember Dark Souls.
He's talking about Seed!
He's talking about Seed!
Oh, he is talking about Seed!
He's either talking about Seed or he's talking about that dickhead scholar from 2.
No, I'm talking about Scissor Scalers.
Okay.
I literally am dying.
Congratulations, you've done what no bodily injury could do to Sneaky.
Okay, I'll be gone for a couple of minutes. I'll need to throw out the trash. Give me a moment. I'll be back. Get your second wind. Get your second wind. I have a lot more to say.
Anyways, a game world at least that would actually do horribly against the Grim. Metro.
Yeah.
Metro would be fucked.
Metro would be absolutely shit on.
Oh, Metro would be so cool. By the way, Sneaky, the first time he got on, my first thought was, why have you invited Admiral Bulldog onto our stream?
Holy shit, I don't think I've ever had Seed described like that before.
I mean, technically not inaccurate.
Magic out of his ass. Talks like Shakespeare. I don't know where the talks like Shakespeare came from, though.
I guess because he has a library?
No, I think Seed was supposed to have lines. I don't think he ever had lines in the game, though.
No, he never had lines in the game. They were removed.
But he did have dialogue.
Versus Stalker? I mean, would you really want the Stalker verse? Anyway.
Sneaky. A Grim versus a King Crab. From Battletech.
I don't think he has any dialogue whatsoever.
No, Battletech would stomp. Battletech would stomp Grim.
Of course they would. I'm laughing at how fun it would be.
As revealed in... Oh. Okay, apparently Seed talks in the Dark Souls comics.
Oh.
Well, those don't fucking count.
Actually, I think they do. I think those are officially licensed. And, they're not bad, but... it's kind of indifferent on the one or two I read.
Anyway, so someone posted this in Zarland's Discord. I'm just going to share it here because it's relevant.
Yeah.
This is the rule of self-insert in time travelers. Do not attempt to arrange plot based on hindsight. The ripples in time will fracture continuity, rendering past knowledge completely ineffectual. You are to acquire every morsel of advantage you can as quickly as possible with the power at your disposal, while exposing yourself to as little risk as possible. Basically, this is like a really big problem with time travel and self-insert fix.
So it's literally everything Max and I do in our story.
Well, yeah, but like as opposed to you guys, like the serious stories that are trying to be like hyper serious, like I'm gonna go to the past and save everyone. And it's like, oh, well, I can't change this event because then X would happen instead, and I can't predict that. And it's just like, no, you dumbass. You have to change every event possible because you just being in the past with different information already changes the events.
Yeah, I think the way Ed and I've gone about it is we interfere in ways that theoretically the timeline would quote-unquote snap back. But things still changed. Also, we're doing a shit post, so...
Yeah.
I've only seen a handful of self-inserts. Most of them in Fire Emblem, actually. Fire Emblem Awakening.
Yeah.
Where people I can't actually change things that much, so instead I'm going to put my character in, and it's going to be my character interacting with the world at large. The only thing that changes is how other characters interact with each other. The overarching plot will remain the same. Like, Imran still dies.
Because that's a pretty good point, because the average schmuck ending up in Fire Emblem, even if you were given a class, you're still going to start it as level 1. So you have to level up with everyone else.
I'm back.
And you're still not the tactician either.
Alright, so
I was going to say,
the best
not going to
ones,
have the ability to stop anything.
The best ones were always, Robin is their own unique person.
So we're going to wrap the night up with a story from the Just Fucking Dumb section.
Oh no.
Because we are entering the 9 p.m. time zone.
What the fuck is this title?
Yes, this is My New Life as the Taylor Herbert self-insert, Worm Choose Your Own Adventure version 3, Male Taylor Multi-Crossover. That is the title.
And picture of Naruto.
The summary is my take on Worm Choose Your Own Adventure. Probably the worst summary you could ever put in there. That tells us nothing about your story besides don't read this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Well. Oh boy.
Okay.
Guys, I started writing summaries for my stories not so long ago because honestly, my stories needed summaries because people, when they saw the general outlay of the fic, kind of thought, "What the fuck?" and why is it actually moving anywhere? The problem was here is that this is not a summary. This is the fic. This is the person wonking himself, basically.
Yeah.
This is a self-wonk.
Just my take on Worm Choose Your Own Adventure, okay?
Which,
I'm still bad at summaries, but I still made the effort.
I mean, choose your own adventure is just flat out a way of saying you have no creative talent and you have no idea where you're going with it. Like, I've seen a couple choose your own adventures actually like make it as far as Leviathan, and that's like very low rate. By the way, I see thousands of choose your own adventures, and they get like 2 chapters in, and the author's like, I don't know what to do because I don't have any creative talent. I just made a really OP character.
Okay, just for a moment. This comment, there is a story on Fanfiction called oh my god, I forgot. Basically, the time travel of Luffy traveling back in time, written by Fuck the System. Basically, this was his response when people asked him, change something, make something change. He said, why would I do it? Without knowing what will happen, I won't be able to write the story. That's his literal response. That's literally what he said.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to write canon.
Yep.
Oh
Can't
my
see
god.
it right now, but I'm quivering with rage.
Oh boy.
Alright, well, this chapter's only like 1,000 words long, so we can get...
Yeah, actually, before we start though, fuck the worm community, in all honesty, for completely and utterly destroying what a choose your own adventure is supposed to be.
Oh yeah.
I have yet to see a proper choose your own adventure. Not even worm, just the fanfiction community as a whole. Because I want to see a proper choose your own adventure, like get to end of chapter. What is your choice? What do you mean? What's my choice?
Well,
if you choose
that's
blank,
actually banned
go to
on
chapter
fanfiction.net.
I know.
Yeah, but
it's
there
partially
is
their fault for this.
There's a bastardized format of that.
Okay, I found
Battles.
actually the link. I found the link.
Oh, good. Just drop it on in the fanfic chat.
Luffy's renewed adventure.
Yeah, this is basically the one. Okay, I know this was a long time ago when I posted my own fic about One Piece. Honestly, I was green. I was writing basically on my newly born muse. She was drunk. She was on drugs. She was having sex with 7 different animals at the same time. So yeah, my story was kind of shitty. But even I know that I wrote better than this.
Well, I mean, that's like Max and Atin's shitpost Ruby story. It's like, even as bad as it gets, it's still better than canon Ruby.
Yeah. Think you remember my statement. Every Naruto fic will be better with any other character as the main character besides canon Naruto.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my official policy because, as you know, my politics, Naruto is a twisted, corrupted cult leader who doesn't even understand the way he's brainwashing people and basically collecting pounds to empower his ego.
Alright, well, let's finish
That's a horrifying spin on Naruto.
Yeah, also, Sneaky, this is what I wrote when my muse was drunk.
Oh god.
Just for comparison.
Dreams of a faraway shore, strong wind. Oh Jesus Christ.
Strong world. It's basically each of the setting of my stories has a name, a cycle.
Yeah,
all the One Piece stories I do. Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least you kept the word count normal. It's actually kind of depressing that you have 617 favorites on this. Oh god, One Piece community, you're so bad. Like, as bad as the Worm community is, like, the One Piece community is probably one of the worst communities in terms of, like, quality filter. They honestly are.
You want to see the worst? I can literally link you the worst of the worst.
No, I'm sure we'll see eventually on this,
You want to... Okay, give me a moment.
Oh no.
While he's doing that, I'll finish up this chapter. Madison Clements. That was the name that made me realize how different male and female Taylor's life were. A person's life in which I was living now hadn't seen the betrayal, the loss that the female Taylor had. Hell, both of them even lost different parents. With Nathan, male Taylor, it was Dan. And with Taylor, it was Annette. Why not just keep Taylor? Taylor is a boy and girl's name.
Because then they couldn't differentiate between their special self-insert and the special self-insert.
The result of said death was also very different. Danny went down into depression while Annette didn't. She stayed strong for Nathan, and it was something I could really appreciate. It was due to her urging that I decided to be Arcadia rather than go to Winslow. I wonder what happened to him. Wait. What? I took his place, so does that mean he was dead? Huh? I didn't knew. I wasn't all-knowing yet. What?
But I did knew one thing for sure.
Danny Herbert loved the Dwoo with his heart. And ever since his death, things have gone from bad to worse for them. Jobs were getting lesser day by day.
Okay, sorry, I can't. Jobs were getting lesser killed me. What the hell? What do you mean lesser? It means that instead of replacing crates, they're now picking piece of dog shit from streets.
Yeah, no.
What lesser? What kind of they becoming lesser? The next thing they will be working as toilets, so people literally piss into their mouths or something. What the fuck?
The Russian has better English than this story.
My English is shit. You should see my chapters.
My point, sir.
Yeah, you should see my chapters when I write them before I use autocorrect to fix all of my 300 mistakes in each 10,000 words.
Wait, autocorrect? What's that? Because clearly this author's never seen it.
I'm pretty sure. Okay, I linked 2 accounts for you to see. This is basically the same guy. He's a legend. He's literally legendary. Anyone who actually know what he wrote.
Lionheart's a fucking character.
Yeah. Okay. This is literally the character who considered that attitude adjustment through violent rape is a thing of norm.
Yeah, so Perfect Lionheart's basically like the epitome of not safe for work in fanfiction, in where he rapes characters and just fucks them into being his minions.
That's really creepy.
He's got some issues.
Okay. Yes, there is a second character. It's not Perfect Lionheart. I checked. This is not him. But this character literally on par with Perfect Lionheart. The only person that I found. Want to see the person that I found on par with Perfect Lionheart? You'll probably die laughing. This absolute insane piece of shit.
He had a cult. He actually had a cult. Perfect Lionheart. He had a cult.
Well, I don't think that was a cult. Oh my god, he posted another thing. Another 2 things.
How have I not heard of him before? Because people like to forget him, Isley. People like to forget him.
Yeah, Lionheart is Wind Life. What? Check his fic. I'll even at the. Apparently he thinks, and that literally his opinion that we in Russia still have a Tsar.
You don't?
I mean, with Putin.
No, that's not the best. Apparently, he also thinks that our Russian Second World War commandos were screaming "Banzai" when running into combat.
Of course, weren't you?
I thought everyone knew that.
Yeah, okay, but this will probably kill you. Just take a look at the grammar. Nothing else, just grammar.
Oh, I know. It is.
I don't want to click on that.
It's bad. It's
you
bad.
Can't make me.
Anyway, oh god, it gets worse.
Don't read if you don't like it. Thank you. Oh,
sure, Danny wasn't my real father, but the memories were acquired from Nathan made him no less for me. Danny had high hopes for Nathan, and somehow, someway, I felt obligated to fulfill them alongside his dreams, and one of those said dreams was to clean up the boat graveyard and start the ferry. Knowing what I didn't, I knew trouble was just around the corner, and I needed to be prepared for it. London International Airport, London, England, 2 weeks later.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Sean, indeed.
Oh my god.
How do you not fucking know that it's Heathrow?
Wait, what?
Guys, I can't. This is awesome. This is so bad.
This is our show every.
The mighty Big Ben clock tower rang out 3 o'clock. Excuse me, sir. It is 3 past bong.
Oh my god.
Over the fog-shrouded London, as the passengers of Flight 353 heading for New York were boarding. Among them was a fairly tall woman in her mid-20s, with an average build, because that's a thing, as well as a fairly long brown hair and green eyes. Wearing jeans. Were the green eyes wearing jeans? Author?
Yes. Pants work for Zeech.
And a dark blue jacket, her carry-on over her shoulder. She walked onto the plane, showing her boarding pass. That is
not how planes work.
That is not how you do that. And took her seat, tucking her carry-on under her seat. That's also not how you do that.
Well, glad to know this person's an asshole.
Glad to know this person's never been on a plane.
Apparently she threw her life jacket out of the window.
Plugged into the earphones provided by the flight attendant. Look, this is 2000 and... No, just any of the 2000s. They stopped providing earphones a long time ago.
Yeah.
Actually, they do provide still on the luxury flights in British Airways. If you take the first class, you get the earphones, but they're really cheap.
Yeah, well, luxury class in any sort of air flight is pretty much everything but the
I was going to say, listen here, it's the 2000s. If you tried to walk onto a plane while showing your boarding pass, you would be tackled and tased into submission. I don't care what airport you're in.
Especially to New York.
Well, no, but they were heading for New York. They weren't in New York, they were in London.
That's what I'm saying, especially if the plane is heading to New York.
Oh, yes, yeah.
New York's a bit
the flight directly from England, from London to New York will be about 11 hours. Considering it's about 2013 or so, I think. Yeah. It will be 11 hours. Well, welcome to hell.
Yeah. I've done that sort of flights before. Oh, Jesus. It's even worse when you're actually when you're traveling from right to left, because the time zones absolutely fuck your head.
Oh, the time zones isn't the worst part. The worst part is, considering that I have a lot of experience flying, it's when your legs fall asleep due to the fact that in economy class you have literally no space for them. You literally need to either cut them off and place them in baggage, or somehow reverse engineer regeneration of the Wolverine level to regain the footing. I literally took flights with settings in the different airports to change to another plane, so I won't be flying 11 hours.
I mean, he's not wrong.
The flight attendants began their pre-flight safety demonstration. Before long, the plane was underway.
You think planes actually get to leave
out of the London airport? It had been about 3 hours after takeoff, and she was just reading her new novel. When it happened, the entire plane suddenly dipped at the loud bang, sounding terribly like an explosion.
What the hell was that? A gun?
The emergency air masks dropped down, and the first episode of Lost began.
The cabin. Nothing indicates the cabin is pressurized. The emergency masks would not be dropping down.
As she, along with everyone else, became terribly alarmed. Everyone, this is your captain, the voice on the loudspeaker said. We are experiencing slight engine trouble. The engine exploded! How is that slight engine trouble? And we're just making an emergency landing?
Okay, listen. I understand they think... Here's the thing, right? Because I have a grandfather who was a pilot for, like, 40 years. That's not what they're instructed to do in the event of a crash. They are not instructed to be like, to keep a calm voice and be like, please remain calm. Like, obviously don't go screaming, we're all gonna die, but you're not supposed to say things like, please remain calm. You're supposed to say, get in the crash position and listen to the flight attendants.
Yeah, basically.
I know, guys, maybe this is a bit out of place, but I know where these pilots came from.
Oh?
They came from that comedic series. I don't know how to say it in English. In Russian, it was "Крутое пике." Basically, there was this moment. I think that is happening right now. The whole plane was falling, and the second pilot asked the captain, "Captain, if I put the pillow under myself, will it soften the landing?" No, Drinkins. It will make the it will make the work of the fire crew a lot easier because they will find your remains in the pillowcase. This is basically them.
Right, yeah. Anyway, so, Mayday! This is Transatlantic Flight 353, we have port engine blowout and are going down. Please, can anyone hear us? ? No response. Forget it, son, the captain said. There is nothing anyone can do, We have to get this bird to land smoothly on the water. If we're going to have a
Good job, Ryder. That you just ensured everyone in that plane is going to die, because none of them are going to have their flotation devices.
Captain, we're coming in too fast, the co-pilot cried.
Also,
frightened,
Sneak, I have to take a second to rant about this. This person clearly doesn't know anything about play, because guess what?
What?
Landing on water is so far to be the last resort that it's hilarious. Like, they would turn the plane around and be like, we can probably... Because here's the thing, right? If they're 3 hours into the flight, they're at cruising altitude.
Right.
Even if they just had an engine blowout,
they could
cruise back to land.
Yeah.
Or they could certainly cruise a hell of a lot closer.
Well, apparently when the engine exploded, they decided to just depress the
just
gears,
take a dive.
just turn the plane into a dive. I don't know.
But I would say, here's the thing, right? They're at cruising altitude. Yeah, no,
the
autopilot would be engaged.
It at a dive.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But they're at cruising altitude, so the autopilot would be on.
Oh yeah, it's true enough.
So it wouldn't. So like, yes, it would. They would lose some, but the autopilot wouldn't just suddenly nosedive.
No,
and so they would be like,
they hacked the plane by Ziz.
They'd be like, oh, take manual control, and we'll just coast back towards England. Sure, we may not be able to land. We probably won't be able to get anywhere near Heathrow, but we can sure as shit be close to the coast.
Don't you mean London Airport?
Oh yes, I'm sorry, London Airport. Jesus Christ.
The captain.
Like, come on! Fine, I can understand not knowing anything about the pilot stuff, but a 5-second Google search will tell you the name of the airport.
The captain really couldn't blame him. It was his first co-pilot flight, and it looked to be his last. We are all going to... Suddenly, a blip appeared on the radar. What the co-pilot cried. Captain, where'd that plane come from? The captain looked at the screen. That's not a plane, he murmured. It's much too small.
Oh, good. Someone who A, read Superman comics, and B, doesn't understand how the fuck radar works.
Well, whatever it is, it's coming straight for us, fast. It has to be moving at Mach 5 or more. No plane is that fast, the captain said, and it's far too small for an aircraft. It looks like... He stopped as his mind finished the statement. A human! Yes, you're right. On this plane, it can detect a Mach 5 human. Yes.
Like I said, they have no idea how radar works.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't know how physics works, so let's not raise our hopes for anything more productive from this week. I'm pretty sure by this point, and if the description is anywhere near what what is actually happening inside the fic, and if my mind is my slightly tired mind is calculating it right, he just killed about half of his passengers.
Yeah, probably.
The half of his passengers should be right now dead. The ones in the econom class at the back of the plane, they should be fucking dead. Yeah. They should have their skulls literally crushed against the roof of the plane. They should be dead.
Yeah, no, he's completely right, because their cruising altitude, the seatbelt sign would be off.
Yeah. The captain and the co-pilot looked at each other. Hey, you don't think, no matter what, we must keep this bird in the air, they say, after they had just finished diving it straight into the ocean? The co-pilot nodded.
Clearly, these guys watched Sully and they just wanted to be the hero.
Indeed. The captain didn't know how they could possibly keep the plane up, but he knew help was on the way.
They didn't know how they could possibly keep the plane up.
Guys,
slide. It's a plane. It's literally designed to do that in the event of an emergency.
Flight 353 was rapidly losing altitude, with its port engine burned out and starting to catch fire in a matter of minutes.
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
The plane would hit the freezing Atlantic Ocean at crushing speeds.
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
Because, whoa, panic mode, water breaks!
Sneaky, what is circling around to bleed altitude?
Guys, you do understand that this is literally a ripoff of the beginning of the Supergirl, right?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and the comments of the pilots is literally taken from the Superman movies. The only thing that Capitan didn't say was, don't question it, just fly. Because he lacks the curiosity to see the person lifting the plane. He just fly it.
Wow. Wow, so this author has, like, as I said, having a CYOA is a clear indication you have no creative talent, and this author proved me correctly by just flat out ripping off Superman.
Yeah. But don't worry, he's killing people with Tinker Tech.
Yeah, that's the problem.
The last sentence here.
Oh,
no,
the last sentence.
Jesus
I let
Christ.
Oh my god.
And so, blah, 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 this isn't important at all. Blah, 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 he flew the plane all the way to New York. Blah, blah, blah.
He flew the plane to New York, even though, wow, that proves he's as dumb as I thought. Can I point out how stupid it is?
That next big scoop.
No, hold on a second. Can I point out how stupid this is? Soon the flight landed itself on New York. First of all, on New York.
Yes, actually, you see,
so
by him carrying
3 hours into an 11-hour flight, he got them to New York. And by soon, I assume means a few hours. So not only did he shave multiple hours off their flight time,
he also
he just played to New York.
Sorry to interrupt, but he literally just killed everyone on board.
Yes.
He just broke the speed limit on this plane. It's for one. For second, the plane wouldn't have been able to withstand the vibration. The plane literally tore itself apart from the inside out. And third, when the pressure inside the passenger area dropped to him literally breaking the speed limit that this plane is safe to travel, everyone was sucked out.
Mach 5. Yeah, apparently he flew
actually Mach 6. Actually Mach 6 if considering he need to get them up for the right altitude.
Well, speed's well above
Look,
Mach 5.
Here's the thing. All of us have valid points, and all of them lead us all to the same conclusion. The author's dumb.
The author is a dumb, uncreative hack who has no talent at all and decided to rip off everything he could from every other series that had even a remotely good scene in it. The fact that this story has 28 favorites is very offensive to me.
Listen, to be honest, this is fanfiction.net. There is a fic I can point you out that is literally it started okay. I honestly have to admit I was really interested because the start of the fic was absolutely brilliant as idea. The writing was kind of crappy and the execution and characterization of the characters was well, let's just say not very right. It's really hard to explain. But then the after went down the road. If it's not canon, I cannot write it further because I won't know what happened. Everything that happened before canon was brilliant. Canon started right after, literally start repeating canon. No changes matter.
I fully agree with Guest on chapter 2 here. Garbage. Stop polluting sites with your filth. Thank you.
I was waiting for our guest star to finish that I could be like, I'm glad that a bunch of people like us were like, this is fucking stupid.
Oh,
also, Zakurisha, we killed the Tsar, but that person, wildlife, doesn't know it. He thinks we scream Banzai when running into combat. He also think that all Russians are inherently Nazis. He literally told it to my face because I am Russian, that means I am a Nazi. He literally said it to my face.
You know the Russians were famous for being Nazis, don't you know?
I mean,
apparently.
Look, their famous leader Stalin had a stupid broom mustache and killed billions of civilians. He's basically Hitler.
Absolutely.
There's really no differences.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently, this guy has a second account, and he constantly writes from both. We try to apply to the administration of the site that he has twin account. It's not actually allowed. But considering he's writing from on one account from his computer and the second account from his mobile phone, the IP number doesn't cross, so they can't do anything. The point is that he literally writes from his second account. It's a guy, I know. Yeah. He writes from his second account that his first account is his girlfriend that is crying because nobody likes his fics. This is wonderful. I'm pretty sure that he's holding, he's typing on his on his phone with his left hand, but his right hand is firmly on the keyboard.
You're a Nazi, Dmitri.
God damn it, Sneaky.
All right. With that, we'll see ya, everybody.
Oh boy.
Remember,
Yeah. Also,
there's always more, and it always gets worse.